I'm here to talk about sex. Well, not sex exactly, but you see, not a lot of people talk about sex, and those who do, they talk in hushed voices. You see, our society's view about sex is mainly influenced by the church. They talk about premarital sex and how it's bad, and well, this kind of talk is the main reason why not a lot of people know a lot about sex. Well, not sex in particular, but the things that are attached to sex, like sexually transmitted disease, pregnancy, or... well, you get the point. What I am going to talk about are the things that you don't know about, or I assume you don't know about. That's what I'm going to talk about. The problem with a restrained view on a certain topic is we fail to know the things that we should know. For example, pregnancy. Did you know that it doesn't take 9 months for a baby to get born? It takes a bit more longer than that. 10 months! Well, to be exact, it takes 37 weeks to 42 weeks, which is more than 9 months, because 9 times 4 is 36 weeks. Well, since we're talking about pregnancy, I guess it shouldn't be far off to talk about birth control. Did you know that there are more than 2 birth control methods out there? I'm sure the 2 that you know about are, well, pills and condoms. And even with condoms, I'm sure that not everyone knows that it's not 100% effective. Isn't that weird? Well, aside from condoms and birth control pills, there's also what they call IUDs. But I don't know a lot about that. There are other methods of how not to get pregnant, but mostly they involve... well, it's not an option for everyone. Well, there are other methods of, well, how not to get pregnant, but one of them... let's just say it's not for everybody. And there's this other thing, but... well, it's not for everybody too. With all this talk of pregnancies and, well, birth control, there's one more important thing that we should talk about. Well, and that's sexually transmitted disease. Everyone knows that, well, we can get STDs from having sex, but aside from knowing the names of STDs like AIDS, HIV, gonorrhea, and, well, warts, crabs, and... is there more? They are important, you know. I mean, it's not like we're not gonna have sex ever. I mean, I do plan on having kids. Anyway, for example, HIV and AIDS. Does everyone even know the difference between HIV and AIDS? Well, here's a clip that can help you know a lot more about this.
We suspected he might have GRID. Does anyone know what GRID is?
AIDS.
That's right. But in 1982, it was known as
gay-related immune deficiency? You think I have sex with men? Are you out of your mind? What kind of doctors are you?
Sir.
You're sick!
Sir, just calm down. We're not passing any judgment. They're just standard questions.
Get this thing out of my arm!
Sir, get back into bed. You still need the antibiotics.
I'll get the antibiotics elsewhere. From real doctors. I did not come here to be insulted. And don't think I won't talk to your superiors about this.
This was early 1982. We hadn't seen a case in Washington State, ever. San Francisco only had 5 cases. We didn't know what it was. And because it was isolated to the gay community, the government wasn't funding research. Does anyone know when the HIV retrovirus was finally discovered?
1983, but there wasn't a test for it until 85.
That's right. It was so new that even our attending didn't know how to handle it.
For those of you who didn't know, that was Grey's Anatomy. Actually, it was my inspiration for doing this speech. Our generation still has a limited knowledge of sex and things that are attached to it, like what I said, pregnancy, contraception, and STDs. I am not advertising sexual promiscuity. What I'm trying to say is that we just have to be more open about it. I mean, change the way we see sex. It's not a sin to have sex, you know. And to use the most commonly said phrase ever, It's a natural part of life. I mean, we should not be embarrassed about it as we are today. No harm can come from simply talking about it. And getting more information about it, I mean, would it really be that bad? These things should be common knowledge to most people. It's something that would be useful for us. Well, I hope what I said to you today has changed your mind.